Hello, disc golf people. This is Matt here, and I am out at the beautiful Deerfield Disc Golf Park in Cartersville, Georgia. And I'm tackling a subject that, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So I was on Infinite Disc a couple weeks ago and scrolling through all of the different manufacturers, all the different disc types. You know, you have so many people making high quality discs all over the world right now. And we're really in kind of a golden age of disc availability, not really from the standpoint of getting exactly what you want, but like the variety of available discs from so many manufacturers, so many plastic types. It's really just kind of amazing how many discs are out there right now. And looking at the user ratings, which I find to be generally pretty reliable on Infinite Disc, there's a few that are maybe a little bit off to me, but for the most part, the reviewers seem to be pretty fair. There are almost none that have really bad ratings. Most of them, I would say, fall in between a 4 and a 5. Really good discs are usually like 4.5 or better, and pretty good discs are still above a 4. But there are a few, a small, very small handful that fall below a 4, and even a couple that fall below a 3. The worst rated disc I could find that had more than 2 ratings and inventory was the Prodigy Ace Line F Model US. Coming in around 2.7, the Speed 10 fairway driver gets panned by every reviewer. The plastic gets really beat up on sometimes. People say that it flies way more overstable or way less stable than they thought it would. It's supposed to be like a mild turn, mild fade situation, not truly understable, but like a -1 is really what the flight path is indicating. And really, to me, it looks like a pretty innocuous, nice disc. I got this one for $7 in the baseline glow plastic. Feels pretty good. You look at the profile, it's pretty blunt, scoops out on the bottom, nice, like moderate dome. Doesn't feel like anything's wrong with it inherently, but it seems like it fails to meet expectations. And I haven't thrown it yet, so I'm trying to keep an open mind about why people hate this disc so much. So I'm going to throw this disc on every hole out here. Every shot that's not a putt, throw with this guy. And we'll see, is this the worst disc ever made? All right. So after throwing the F Model US out here on the 20 holes at Deerfield, I gotta say, I don't think it's the worst disc ever made. I do think it's got some issues. I think it's a fine disc. It starts out stable to just maybe a touch overstable for your average player, and as it beats in, which it did much more quickly than I expected, it flies truer to the numbers. I hit that tree on one, I hit several more trees, and you can see the outer wing there is showing some abuse, turned down pretty bad. See a little bit of variation there. So my main issue with the disc is not really the flight. The feel's okay, the inside rim's a little sharp, but I think if you just went over it once over with a sanding block, within regulations of course, it would make it just fine for most people to throw. The issue I have with it is that over the course of 20 holes, which is not a whole lot really, it went from being a stable to moderately overstable flyer to a pretty understable disc. You could see by 18, especially when I tried to throw it hard off the tee there, it flipped over and really had no real intention of coming back at that point. Same thing on the second throw on 18. I was lucky to get out of that with a par. But I did shoot 7 down over the 20 holes here, which would, in a tournament, be good for like a 950 to 960 rated round. So is it a bad disc? No, it's not at all. I think maybe in the more durable plastic, it might be better. It also might be sharper on that bottom wing. The durable plastics tend to be a little bit more hard-edged. But I think for a beginner player, once it beats in, it'd be pretty nice. The problem is it'd be too overstable for most beginners right out of the box, and then a lot of more experienced players would be frustrated with how it changes flight characteristics so quickly and then gets pretty understable. So I think the problem is not that it's bad, it's harder to find an audience. I think they would have been better for the US model making like a speed 7 with a similar wing profile that's a little blunter, wouldn't beat in quite as quickly. A speed 10 wing like that tends to variate pretty quickly, especially one that's as concave as that is. If you take a look, it's very concave, and with that crease to make the wing that shape, it lends it to being able to bend more quickly. A speed 7 more wedge shaped rim, actually kind of like this end of a Banshee right there, where it's more wedge shaped, would lend it to being a little bit more durable long term. So is it bad? No, but it's not great. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 because I think it's useful. That's probably a little generous, but I had enough good throws with it today that I think it's all right. I don't think it deserves a 2.7. I think it should be 3 to 3.5. So thank you guys for watching, and maybe you pick up the worst disc rated by infinite disc users yourself and see what you think. Have a great day.